07 from LensNation. In this video essay, I will break down the design of the Origin M80 from an artist's point of view. I'm a pencil and digital artist, a creative producer in real life, and I've been sharing my Star Citizen artworks for the past 2 years with the community. Maybe you'll come across them on Reddit or RSI Community Hub. I am also sharing my hand-drawn print-ready artwork of the M80 with this video, but we'll talk about that after the design review. I read the feedback, and this video essay and all the future design reviews will follow a specific chapter structure to discuss everything and easy navigation. Thanks for that. We will start with the base design foundation, where we will look at the visual identity of the ship. In the special case of the M80, in the second chapter, we'll talk about the Kruger discrepancy. But I will convince you that M80 is indeed an Origin ship and not a Kruger. Next chapter will be signature design elements, the specific parts of the design which make the Origin M80 so delightful. Next will be feelings of a design, an abstract chapter focusing on the emotive value of the design, the sensory appeal, the reason that make people open their wallets. Next up, the most beautiful design detail, which is always a subjective opinion. Next, my personal favorite design detail, followed by a chapter on interior design. And of course, not everything in design is beautiful, so I will go into my personal dislikes. And in the end, to summarize, sum it all up. Let's begin. In the case of ground vehicles, we break down the design from the profile, but in this case of the planes, or spaceship in this case, it needs to be done from the top view. The basic design of the M80 itself is a huge delta wing. It actually reminds me of the Sukhoi S-57. You can see the delta wing design, but it's the front canopy and the nose. Those are very Sukhoi 34. There are multiple variants of the Sukhoi and even the shoulder line. The M80 feels like very much inspired by the Sukhoi fighter planes. Okay, the whole shape of the plane is a delta wing. All the curves, all the lines, they all feed into the delta wing philosophy. If we look at it from the profile, it has a beautiful shoulder curve, extremely aerodynamic vibe that you get with that. The sharp nose shoulder line makes it appear as if it has a frontal rake, which it doesn't because the whole ship sits level on its baseline. It's very clever because the nose cone is converging away from the baseline of the ship, which makes it feel and look aggressive. M80 has a very distinctive shoulder line. The canopy sits aggressively up front, which the designers had to do because they wanted to create the interior space. Otherwise, aesthetically, if the canopy was slightly back, this design will appeal even more to me personally. From the front, M80 is most pleasing and most beautiful. It has a unique property of looking extremely elegant and aggressive at the same time. Mostly because when you look at it from the front, or even if you're walking towards your ship, it looks like the ship is looking down on you, as if it's ready to take you out. Or is it bowing down to you? I don't know. It's like this really weird emotion that I get. And you can attribute this feeling, this vibe, to the same nose convergence away from the baseline that we just talked about. The same delta wing is transferred to the rear of the ship, which is my favorite side of the ship. The thrusters are beautiful, and M80 is more angular in the rear than it is anywhere else. It's slight departure from Origin's previous designs. Not sure if you have ever paid attention, but the bottom of the M80 is also magnificent. These Origin highlight lines are the most prominent at the bottom of the ship. Before we go into any other design-specific details, we have to address the Kruger discrepancy. When I first saw the M80, even my first thought was, oh, that's a Kruger ship. feels like a senior designer was fired by Kruger and was snatched up by Origin just in time for the defense con, and this was that dude's first assignment. One of the defining design features which makes us feel like the M80 is a Kruger ship is the sharp nose shoulder line, which is opposite to what Origin has been doing. Origin is all about smooth curves, they don't really go for the sharp angles, but that's not true. M80, the name itself, is the clue to its design. To those who have been playing Star Citizen for a long time and know the game inside out, this might actually be very obvious to you. You might have already figured it out. But when the new players think of Origin, they think of 100i, 300i, 400i, and 600i. But M80 is not part of the I series. M80 comes from the M series, where it sits in line with the M50 Interceptor. Now, if we look at the M50 Interceptor and compare that with the M80, the design starts to make more sense, because M50, which is the racing performance ship by Origin, is more aggressive, is sharper, and is a departure from the I series of ships, even though it's meant to be based on the 350R in the lore. However, unlike the M50's design language, M80 doesn't have the front cannons. It doesn't have the front swept wings, and it's supposed to sharp cone nose instead of a more plateaued nose. On the other hand, if you want to make the M80 more like Kruger, you have to give it a slight rear rake as it sits in its stance, and give it a little bit of a nose chin to create the bulge, and move the canopy way in the back, because long frontal nose is the signature of Kruger. That will make us lose the interior, of course, but Kruger doesn't do interiors anyway, at least not yet. Now let's think about why we, including me from the outset, we think of the M80 as the Kruger ship. I think it's because of the reflective white chromish body of the M80, which has become the signature of Kruger ships since the Wolf has come out. Now to be fair, it's not really chrome on M80, it's more like white chrome, but I'm not sure why CIG have decided to go with this, because traditionally M80 should have been a pure white body plane, as like any other Origin ship, which is funny because even the Kruger ships are meant to be white body. The P-52, the P-72, they're both white body planes. Wolf was the departure. I thought with the Wolf's chrome body, CIG was trying to define a different design language for the Kruger ships, but then it's all confusing now. M80 should have been launched in the Dynasty paint. Citizens would be more accepting of the M80 as an Origin ship if that was the case. What do you think about it? Do you agree? A lot of different design elements come together to make the M80 look so exquisite and elegant. The most prominent feature is the canopy itself. It's an extremely elegant design which is immediately relatable with the fighter ships. It's elongated, slightly slanted, and has a mean elegance about it. After the canopy, the way the matte black rear and the chrome body in the front, the way they match up in itself is most prominent visual identity of the M80. It feels like the black part is a separate body panel and it's been juxtaposed or slotted into the front of the ship. Also, the M50 Interceptor does have decals, and before Mirai made its debut, M50 used to be the coolest ship around with stickers. So M80 has done away with those unique decals, perhaps because it's a heavy fighter ship and stickers seem childish, but it still carries on the DNA of having a very distinctive dual skin tone. There are two cannons that stick out from the profile of the body. These are very small and they don't really catch your eye when you look at it from the first time. When you decide to put away your weapons using the keybind P, the ship definitely loses its visual identity. I wish those cannons didn't fold away. There's this elliptical spoiler in the middle of the ship which could have been two aggressive tail wings, but Origin has decided to combine them, and you can actually see this kind of a spoiler structure in their other ships as well. This is kind of an Origin trademark, to have an elliptical elaborated spoiler on their ships, because otherwise if you just replace it with two tail fins, that would look really mean. The orange highlights. Now, they are the tertiary design element of this ship, but extremely impressive how they break the monotony of the color and make the M80 stand out. Without these orange highlights, the M80 won't be M80. It's impressive how the orange body panels are being used in the rear thrusters assembly. I haven't seen this kind of use of color on any of the other CIG ships. A little bit on Peregrine, the Sabre series, and if you squint your eyes and look at the M80 from the top angle, you'll feel as if a noodle is spiraling around in the rear of the ship. I like that visual imagery. I'm hungry now. These orange stripes are carried over to all the skins except for the camo slate paint, probably because it is a camo paint. And while we're talking about the skins, these highlights are orange on the Afterglow, blue on the Blaze, weird choice on the Blaze. Dynasty, it's blue, which is the Origin blue, and Tetra. Well, let's call it what it is. That's a straight shout out to the Aston Martin Valkyrie, right? Or you can relate it with the Aston Martin Formula 1 team. Not a really good team to be associated with in 2026. Looks cool though, looks great on M80. I think any skin will look good on M80. These are just images, but if you want to look at how these paints look on all the ships in a 3D environment inside the hangar, I will say go to Ruben Saurus's YouTube channel. He does these skin paint showcases for every single ship, and so it's more like an archive of all the paints pretty much. And he does that without any fluff. He doesn't talk like I do. He doesn't talk at all, period. yeah, he's a mate, so... Now at the bottom of the M80 there are these red sections. I don't know what they are. Warning from the bottom maneuvering thrusters? I'm not sure. They look pretty cool, as if they're carrying some kind of mini missiles, but I honestly don't know what they are. Okay, so what does M80 make you feel? I can only talk about myself. Even though it's a heavy fighter, when I fly the M80, I don't feel like a fighter pilot. I feel too good and comfy that I feel I'm above it all. M80 makes you feel superior, doesn't it? The ship itself carries this beautiful balance of aggression and beauty together. It is such a poetic, lethal design. The ship is silent, almost feels humble, as if it has so much power that it's self-aware that it can annihilate you in a second, but it won't boast about it. It thinks talking is wasteful. It's like an insanely fast hypercar that you're afraid to drive. M80 asks you, like, do you deserve me? Do you have what it takes to carry my capabilities to its extreme? So very few vehicles in real life carry this kind of identity. Pagani Huayra comes to mind. That vehicle has that kind of feel for me personally. If I was given a Huayra, I don't think I can handle it. I'll just be happy to just take photos of it. M80 is clinical. It's refined. It makes me feel weak in my knees. It's too good. Now, this is always subjective, changes from person to person. Most of the people I've talked to, they really like the canopy of the ship, which truly is. But my favorite design detail is the rear thrusters assembly. The whole thruster assembly loops on itself and is a parallel image upside and down. It's a shame that this thruster assembly is disrupted by this middle pillar. I do understand that from the top view this kind of stretches out, but what if it didn't do that? What if it was more of a serrated design? See, I would have liked that quite a lot, and that would give me a direct look at the thrusters from the rear and this formation. Even the middle thrusters where the elongated X shape is disrupted by this panel. What if that also was a split design? Now collectively, when you remove these in this hypothetical design, that to me is more impressive, but that is subjective, that is personal. The ship designers at CIG, they are artists, and I respect their work. I admire these thrusters. I'm just complaining, why are they hiding them? You can completely ignore this. So this is something I have personally loved about the design of the M80. And it is the design of the maneuvering thrusters. I call them claw thrusters. They're just beautiful. I don't know how to describe. They're almost cute, and they have no business of looking this good on a ship, which already looks this great. The orange highlight that surrounds these thrusters just elevates the design appeal of the ship. And all these maneuvering thrusters on the M80 are black in its color. It breaks the monotony of the front body by standing out, and it makes the rear look more aggressive with its orange highlights. It's just so good. I don't want the Van Duel plushies in the game. I would like a claw thruster plushie in the game. Yeah, did you guys see it? Inside of the M80 doesn't feel like a fighter ship. It feels like I'm in a club. The mood lighting is quite intense. The interior space, however, is extremely functional. Just one single fuselage and clearly defined areas. I particularly like the frosted glass look on the panels. Now these could have been a clear glass or just plastic or opaque panels, but this touch of frosted glass, it just adds to the whole ambience of the interior. I mean, if you're flying a heavy fighter, you cannot ask for a better interior than this. The idea of the floor becoming stairs is genius, especially when the stairs become part of the floor paneling. It's like the floor texture. We have seen these stairs in the 400i, but the M80 stairs, they just hit different. The dev who came up with this idea, 07. I mean, this is very close to my favorite design element on the ship, but I think I still like the claw thrusters more. What are these numbered boxes, however? They look like storage, but they are not storage. Storage is inside a side panel, and these being numbered, I fail to understand their purpose. Any insights? Please share in the comments. The instrument panel is very clear, it's well defined, it fits quite well with the CIG's instrumental panel designs because all of the MFDs have a certain place where they need to sit. But the cockpit itself doesn't feel cluttered like a heavy fighter's interior usually looks in other ships. But this is an Origin ship, so the cockpit and the instrument panel is very much in line with the Origin's design philosophy of minimal. Okay, so personal dislikes. This might be a nothing burger, but what I don't like on the M80 are its weapons. This kind of a beautiful, elegant and smooth ship deserves to have some kind of smooth guns which fit in with the design. The stock Galdrin repeaters themselves, they're not a bad design. They look good on most of the ships. They're one of my favorite weapon designs, but on the M80, they don't fit in. You can pack them away if you want, but still. Actually, in the comments below, which weapons do you think go well with the M80? Let's have a talk about that. Personally, I am more pissed why the M80 was released in the Kluger chrome finish, and why was it not released in the Dynasty paint. Overall, that's my biggest design related issue. The M80 looks great in chromatic colors, but brand identity, they should stick to it. Alright, to sum it all up, M80 is grand. one of the most beautiful ships in the game right now. And the people who are flying it, they absolutely know it. This ship is refined to its core. Every aspect of this ship is refined glory. Even its landing gear animation is sleek. There is no grease to be found, no dark patches. It's clinical. Origin through and through. CIG designers have really cooked with the M80. Whoever worked on the M80, congratulations. You have made a lot of citizens very happy with this design. Now about the artwork. I am sharing my hand-drawn print-ready artwork of the M80 with this video. There are 60 first-come, first-get files ready to download on my Ko-fi. You can get them for free or you can pay what you want. All the citizens, all the art supporters who have been supporting me since the last video, your names are all part of the M80 artwork. You are being included into the design. That's my way of saying thank you. Now we've had a Perth Bar citizen in the meantime. I gave away my 3 framed artworks there as well. I also ended up having a real life issue where my beloved 4-wheel drive Jimny was declared a total loss. So there was so much happening during the Defense Con that I missed out on the Ironclad, the Shark ship and everything. It takes me 2 to 3 weeks to make one of these design review videos because I like to spend time with the ship to really know its design. It's a game of patience. I also like to do some really heavy editing in my videos, and drawing the artworks takes some time as well. So I appreciate your patience, dear viewer, with my videos. I will say just check every once in a while if I have uploaded a video. Otherwise, just enjoy other content creators. I also like to say thanks to my mates Dupe, Astromatic, Tigerwise and my son Jungplanga for the flying that these guys do and to make these videos feel so good. I enjoy doing the design review, but I really like making those cinematic flight showcases in my videos. Now tell me in the comments, which weapons do you think will look the best on the M80? Also, what do you think of the M80? Is it not the most beautiful looking ship in the game right now? You're not allowed to be biased, alright? Please, your honest opinion. Let's talk about it. That's it, 07. And don't worry too much about the specifications of the ships. They change with every single patch. The design and the beauty, that's forever.